No, sir, you or you can stay. We are going to start another session. So our speaker is also joined. So our next speaker is uh, Dr. Baba Saheb R. Sankapal. He is professor in VNIT Nagpur. So I think he is in the meeting. Sir, are you here? Can we start, sir? We are Sankapal.
Hello, am I audible?
Yes, sir. Good morning, sir. And can we start, sir?
Yes, yes, sure.
Okay, sir. So let me introduce you, sir. Then you can start. So, good morning once again, everyone. It is my privilege to welcome you all in another session of the Faculty Development Program ROTW 2026. Today we are honored to have Dr. Baba Saheb R. Sankalpal sir with us. We are grateful to Dr. Baba Saheb R. Sankalpal sir for kindly accepting our invitation and sparing valuable time to share his expertise with us. Now, with your permission, I would like to briefly introduce our esteemed speaker. Dr. Baba Saheb R. Sankapal is professor and head and chairman, Board of Studies, Department of Physics, Senate member and former associate dean exam, VNIT Nagpur, Maharashtra, India, which is Institute of National Importance under Ministry of Education. Dr. Sankalpal obtained his PhD degree in 2001 from Shivaji University, Kolhapur, Maharashtra, under the guidance of Professor C.D. Lokhande. He served as scientist at Helmholtz Center, Berlin, Germany, JSPS Fellow at Gifu University, Japan, and Research Associate at the University of Wisconsin-Milwaukee, USA, and Vidnyan Ratna Puraskar by Vibhadra Gaurav Pratishthan, Nagpur on 26th October 2025. His name is also listed in the world's top 2 scientists from consecutive 5 years from 2020 to 2025 as per the Stanford University. And he achieved AD Scientific Index India rank less than 400. As per research.com ranking of top scientists in the field of materials, he ranked 90 in India and 6,400 in the world. Department of Science and Technology nominated as member of expert panel on the new and emerging energy storage technologies program and represented VNIT Nagpur to get sanction of 1 crore under annual quantum conclave, National Quantum Mission at IIT Bombay. Presently, he is top amongst all faculties in VNIT Nagpur as per H-Index and Google Scholar H-Index. He served as chairman board of studies for the department and HOD for 2 years. He successfully received grant of 2.19 crore DST fees. Presently, he Presently, as head, he initiated the process of starting new BTech Engineering Physics program in VNIT Nagpur. He has 27 years of research and 17 years of teaching experience. On his credit, he has 11 major research projects cost about 3 crores. He supervised 18 PhD and 23 MSc project students, published 226 Scopus research papers with average impact factor 5. He is Dr. Sankalpal's PhD student served as postdoc fellow in Germany, Japan, UK, USA, Denmark, Spain, South Korea, Israel, and 2 PhD students listed in world's top 2 scientist list. Dr. Sankalpal has edited 1 book in Springer, contributed 3 book chapters, Springer and Elsevier. He has filed 2 Indian patents He served as coordinator for arranging two self-financed short-term training programs and convener for one conference, and serving as member Research Advisory Committee NIT Raipur and nominated by Director NIT Raipur. Member of BOS NIT Raipur and MNIT Allahabad. He was coordinator to sign MOU between VNIT Nagpur with Virginia Commonwealth University, USA, and CSIR IICT, Indian Institute of Chemical Technology. He visited France, Germany, Japan, USA, Holland, Switzerland, Sweden for R&D activities. He delivered invited talks in ISC Bangalore, many IITs, including Indore, Hyderabad, Roorkee, many NITs, including Raipur, Allahabad, Jaipur, Triple IT Allahabad also. Many state and private universities and institutions delivered talks on the device grade supercapacitor solar cells, gas sensors, development based on nanomaterials, funding agencies, and how to write effective research proposal, how to write good quality research and review article. We are indeed privileged to have such an accomplished academician and researcher with us today. On behalf of the organizing committee and all the participants, I extend a very warm welcome to you. Without taking much of your valuable time, now I request Dr. Baba Saheb R. Sankapal to kindly deliver today's lecture. Thank you, sir. So, sir, can you start?
Am I audible, sir?
Yeah, you are audible, sir.
And slide is visible?
Yes, sir, visible, sir.
Okay. So thank you very much for inviting me to deliver this talk. And I hope this talk it will be very useful to all the participants. And this FDP, it is very good that you are focusing on the research, so that research is very, very important, although you are doing the teaching or any type of the related activities. So here I am going to talk about the NRF ranking. Is what are the aspects of NRF ranking? How to write effective research article as well as review article. Some points are there which are common in both as a research article and review article. So more, most important thing is that one thing you don't have the data and you want to publish, which is not good. But still, if you are having good data, but if you're not publishing in the good impact factor journal, that is a serious case. So that can be overcome by considering certain points so that you can take over of this point so that with the good data, you can publish good article, research article. And second thing, important thing is that review article, which is very, very important because sometimes you are busy in your teaching, administration. At that time, you will not get sufficient time to do research, or sometimes getting funding also, it may be difficult. So in that case, writing a review article, it is very, very important so that you can strengthen your CV by writing review article because you just required the time but not the money. So you can give the emphasis on the time and you can publish very good review article in your career path. So basically, that's why I have chosen the topic as NRF ranking. What are the important aspects are there? As institute, it is concerned, not only institute because you are the part of the institute. If you are growing yourself, again, your institute, it will grow automatically. So NRF ranking, it is very, very important aspect and how to write this effective research article to strengthen your NRF ranking and review article, how you can strengthen your NRF ranking, that is equally important. So basically, I belongs to VNIT, that is mostly you knows as Vishweshwara National Institute of Technology, and it is under the Ministry of Education, and it is the Institute of National Importance, central government, autonomous institution, it is there. So we have different branches as engineering, architecture as a basic, and as well as the basic science branches are there. And inside this one, we have different sub branches like applied mechanics, architecture, chemical, civil, different branches are there. So we are giving degree like BR, BTech, MTech, PhD in engineering. And as a basic sciences, we are giving the degree like MSc, PhD in physics, chemistry, as well as maths. But just I wish to say that this year we are starting new programs like BTech in chemical technology, BTech in computer science and engineering with artificial intelligence and data science, BTech in mathematics and computing, BTech in electronics engineering with a VLSI design, and BTech in engineering physics. Means as for my department it is concerned, we are starting this BTech in engineering physics. So we are giving fellowship for the PhD student as well as the MTech student. But those who are not qualified the requisite examination, they can work with part-time or full-time without fellowship as well. So also we have humanities department in our VNIT. So basically this is our engineering as well as basic science as well as architecture as the main concern as VNIT it is there. So outline my present talk includes the NRF perspectives, some glimpsing about the personal things so that you can get little bit idea about how these quality research papers will affect your whole research career path so that I can give just like my things as a personal thing, then how to write this research article as well as review article, then what are the aspects you have to consider inside this one. So these are the basic understanding it is required, although you are writing the paper, but sometime may you miss certain points during your submission or during your writing as well. So that can be taken care so that you can not only publish number of papers, but quality paper as well. So here, why it is required. So important thing is that this research paper it is there, or maybe you can think about the patent publication. You can have the patent publication as well, because all it is there that it can be applicable for the society, no doubt. But in turn, you can get the project funding on the basis of your research activity. That is the main thing that are considered to be the paper publication. So here, basically, if you are thinking about patent publication also, you can give support for your project funding. So that can be given emphasis. So in order to get the funding. So in order to get the funding, you require the patent publication. And after getting funding also, you have to publish the paper as well as patent as well, so that to support your research work. So basically, whatever you are doing, that it is required the funding for the lab development and manpower training. So training of the manpower, lab development, it is equally important. But without that, you cannot make the paper publication or patent publication, because you require certain hands to work, because every time as a teacher we cannot go to the laboratory and work. So we require certain students so that they can be available and possible to publish with a good impact factor journal. So overall, it can be contributing not your project funding, not only lab development, but overall it can be contributing to enhance the NRF ranking, or maybe you belongs to the university or institutions, then it can be NAC or NBA ranking, it is there. So all these things are very, very important. But major important thing is that when your research it is concerned, if you are thinking about the research or goal of your research, if it is application to the society, then it is very great, because whatever the present topics are there, which are very hot topic, which are burning topic, you can focus on that one and you can have good publication and good funding as well. So these are the important aspects are there you have to consider inside this one. So here, if you are thinking about these aspects, overall you are uh, increasing the NRF ranking of the institute. So what the concerns are there inside this NRF ranking? There are different aspects are there. One, it is called as the teaching and learning sources are there. Then research and professional practices are there. Graduate outcome it is there. Outreach and inclusivity it is there, and perception it is there. So in turn, what you can think how to increase the perception. For example, one person is having very good publication with very good citations and good achievement, then he can automatically get good funding. He can automatically get good rewards. So overall, your institute can be recognized not only name of the institute, but the persons or stakeholders inside your institute or your colleges, so that it can increase the perception as well. So whatever you are teaching as a curricula, you can update the curricula depending upon your research activity, because new era it is coming up, like maybe like a quantum technology, other things are there, you can focus so that your curricula can be increased. That can enhance your teaching and learning sources as well. So all these aspects are equally important, internally correlated with each other, that we are going to see. So basically, if you're thinking about the parameter regarding this teaching, learning and resources, which is called as a TLR. So this is just to get for the engineering side. This is it carries the 30% weightage, that is 30 marks. It is there out of 100. Then if you are thinking about the research and professional practices are there, which is called as RPP component, which carries 30 marks. Then graduate outcome, it is there, which is a 20 marks. Outreach and inclusivity, it is there, 10 marks. And peer perception, it carries 10 marks. But here my emphasis, it is there on the research and professional practices are there. This today's talk, it is related to the research publication, but also usually I am giving another talk as well for the NRF aspect, what are the different funding agencies are there and how to write effective proposal. But it is not there inside this talk, but it is always correlated to your research publication. So this research and professional practices are there, which carries very high weightage in your NRF ranking that you have to focus as well. So basically, if you're thinking about this research and professional practices are there is certain thing which is called combined metric for publication. Then second thing it is there, combined metric for quality of publication. So here quantity and quality plays very important role in your NRF aspect. So not only quality, but quantity, it always plays important role. So basically, if you're thinking about the quality publications and number of quantity publication, it is there, what it is there inside that we are going to see just to see the case. So next thing it is there regarding the IPR and patent, it is there. Then footprint of the project and professional practices are there, which is called as a FPPP. Although it carries very less marks, but without your publication, you're not able to get project and project funding as well. So basically, your paper publication, quality of the publication, it is also equally important. So whenever you are thinking about this, all this aspect, if you are thinking about research and professional practices that there that we are going to focus inside this one, just to see the for quality of publication, IPR for the patent, and FPP for the projects. So all it can be contributed as RP thing. So RP, just if you think about out of 30, 10.5 goes to the combined metric for the quality of the total quantity of the publication, and 12 marks it goes for the quality of the publication. So out of the 30, if you see, about 22.5 marks goes for the publication. So publication, every institute, they are focusing on the publication because it is having major contribution in the NRF ranking. So basically, if you're thinking about the combined metric for the publication, as suppose that PU it is there, it is 35 multiplied by certain functional factor as P divided by FRQ. So P is the weightage number of publication in the suitable, it is can be taken from the third party source. So whatever NRF funding agency it is there, they are taking all the data from the third party. So you have to submit that data and they are taking the all the third party cumulative data. And then FRQ is the maximum number of faculty that are publishing the papers. So what is the FSR ratio it is there? So FSR ratio means what? How many publications per faculty it is there. So it can be counted for the number of faculty as well. So if you are having more number of faculties and publishing less, or if you are having less number of faculty and publishing more, it can give different weightage. So you have to think about how the quality as well as the quantity of the publication. Then quality of the publication, so combined metric for the quality of the publication, it can be written as 20 multiplied by F CC divided by FRQ plus 20 multiplied by F top 25 P divided by P. So this multiplying factor and functional factor, it is changing every time as from the NRF criteria it is concerned. So here, if you're thinking about the CC, that is the total citations count over previous 3 years. Means citation plays very important role in your NRF ranking as well. So when it can increase the citation, if you have the good quality of the publication, it can increase the citation. If you are having number of publication also, it can have increase the citation. Another thing, if you are publishing in the open access journal also, it is possible that your citation can increase. But now the question arises, if open access it is there, then I have to pay for that. So also you can think that how to publish the journal without any payment, because some new journals are coming as a emerging, or maybe they are transforming. Some time period may be there for the pre-publication, although it is open access. So always you have to look for the publication where it can have certain open access and without payment as well. Because some journals are there, like Nature or something journals are there. Their high quality publications are there, and their fees payment it is very very high. But if you are very high quality data, no doubt you can go for that one. But although if you are having little bit low quality data, you can think to publish in the open access journal without any payment, or you can have good review article also. I suggest you to publish in the open access journal, because review article are cited many times as if you are publishing in the open access journal. So citation it is equally important, and not only the citation equally important for this NRB ranking, but in order to have your H index also as a personal thing, it is equally important that we are going to see. And here P it is there, it is computed for the PU, that is the quality of the publication. So here also top 25 P means what? Number of citation in the top 25 percentile average over the previous 3 years. Means whether your paper is cited in the top 25 journals, it is there or not, that can be counted. So if you are making quality publication and very high topic, right? So that can be cited in very good journal as well. So you can think about that one also. And all this data, error ranking is collecting from the third party source. Then here, another thing it is there, IPR and patent, it is also there. Although weightage it is less, but if you are having good publication, you are able to have this patent as well. Before your publication, you can apply your patent as well, and then you can publish your data as well. So funding agencies, they are looking for whether you are having good quality or quantity of the publication, one thing, or if you are having certain aspects in the patent as well. So patent, although if it is filed, then also it can be supported in the funding agency as well. So that thing also you can think. Then next thing it is there, project funding. In turn, project funding, if you are having good publication, you are able to get good funding as well. Because nowadays, funding agency not only asking about your publication, but they are asking about certain TRL level work called as a technology readiness level. Whether you are doing something which is relevant to the present technology, and what level you are doing, whether it is technology readiness level 3, 4, or 5, or better than that one, then preference is yours. So you can think about that one also, as if you are thinking to apply very good funding. So TRL level, it is equally important that I'm going to deliver inside this talk as a one aspect. So before going to this talk, just I wish to elaborate regarding certain personal thing. Am I audible, sir?
हाँ sir, you are audible sir.
Okay, so if any issue it is there, just message me.
Okay sir.
So here, just to get idea, here we are working on the different aspects in our laboratory called as a solar cell, supercapacitor, as well as gas sensor. So basically, we are targeting the device grade application for all these applications like sensor, supercapacitor, and solar cell. Just in the left side, you can see that this is the dye-sensitized solar cell we have developed, and this is a prototype device that we have developed, and 3 series devices it is connected so that it can use 1.5 volt. And the important thing is that we have focus colorful approach so that you can have the different color in your hand. So not only hand for the attractive application, but it can convert light to electricity. Another thing it is there, we are working on the sensor application, which can sense the gases at room temperature, and it is based on the nano wire based or nano heterojunction type of the mechanism it is there, where this can sense at room temperature. So different gases can be sensed, and mostly we work on the LPG, which can sense at room temperature. And major aspects, also we are working on the quantum dot type of the solar cells, and also as a major aspect, as a presently we are working on the supercapacitor. So supercapacitor, it is energy storage device which is lies between the battery and the capacitor, which is the present era and which is very hot topic if energy it is concerned. So just to get idea, these are the paper published, just recent paper I am showing. So Journal of Energy Storage, Chemical Engineering Journal, ACS Applied Nanomaterials. And if you see all these things, it is there. One I have given as a demonstration, for example, as a review article, because just to without any work, you can publish the review article, which can be having good impact factor journal as well. For example, we have published in the Chemical Engineering Journal having impact factor more than 10. So we have not done any research work, but we have done only data collection, analysis, and presentation. So that is possible to do because you can make the group of 3, 4 faculties so that you can see the expertise and you can write your review article. So you can work out that some part can be devoted for each faculty and you can work out and you can combine and you can submit. So it is possible that you can publish with impact factor more than 5. So another thing it is there here, just to show that one, we have just I have completed one major research project from DAPRNS. So inside this one tin oxide, it was supported by BRC and we have used that one to develop solid state supercapacitor. And here this is, we can see TRL level 4, 3 to 4 it is there. And we have used this solid state supercapacitor to glow LED panel. So just to get idea how the TRL level work it is there. And because of that TRL level focus, we got funding from the DAPRNS. So this is just data that you can see about H index as well as the citations. And what is TRL level? Because you can think about some basic aspect, then you can, it is can be TRL level 1. And if you are showing something prototype device, it can be like a TRL level 3 to 4, and you can go upward as a startup technology, you can be TRL level 7, 8, like that thing. Because funding agency, now it is asking certain TRL level 3 or 4. If you are already achieved, then you are possible to get much more funding from the funding agencies. So basically, you are thinking about this funding agency, they are targeting for the device grade application, then it is very, very good. And these are the projects just I have completed and some are running. So here, if you see each title of the project, it is oriented with a TRL level, means target orientation it is there, whether it is gas sensor or solar cell or supercapacitor or coin cell type of the supercapacitor, so that you can focus on that one. So there is more possibility that you can get the funding. Not only this one, your department also can apply for different funding agencies like DST FIST. We got about 2.19 crore, and this last year also we applied for 10 crore grant as a physics department HOD. If it is my HOD CPT is concerned. So just to get idea, this is just one project I am running from the ANRF. And here we have developed the supercapacitor, which is solid state nano fiber based supercapacitor. Just to get idea, here you can see that this is a 10 by 4 centimeter supercapacitor is there. And this is the charging of this supercapacitor. Is it possible to see the video, sir?
Video is not running, sir. It's just image.
Okay, so here you can see that this train it is running, I think because of some sim. So train it is running, right? So this is device it is done in the laboratory without any clean room environment, completely solid state supercapacitor, and this train it is running. So just to give the prototype model, and here you can see the videos that we have just made supercapacitor from DIPRNS project, and here it is having 1150 LEDs are there, which can be run through the solid state supercapacitor. One bigger fan is there. So it is in series as well as parallel combination. Is it visible, sir?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So just to get the idea, whenever you are working in the laboratory, not only just to synthesize or characterize or do something, but you can focus certain TRL level, which can be applicable to the society. So not only to publish good quality paper, but also you will get good funding as well. So you can focus on that one. So because of this one, it is possible that this is just, I have completed one technology mission division project and I demonstrated this one in one DST meeting. So you can see this one as a V90 panel we have run from the vanadium oxide type of the material. Then I published one book which is simple chemical methods for thin film deposition, and our one co-author Dr. Ram Gupta, who is the dean, associate dean research from Virginia Commonwealth University, visited my home as well, and we have published one good book. Also, we have signed MOU with Virginia Commonwealth University. These are my students. These are students those who are working abroad as well. And this is the student guideship relationship because if you are publishing very good impact factor journal with quality publication, number of publication, your work can be cited very well, and you are able to publish with very good impact. That can be lead to very high H index, so that you can be maybe in the world's top 2% as well. And this is just to show that my guide, Professor Lokande, his guide, Professor H.S. Pawar, my two students, Bidan Pandit as well as Mujumdar, both are in all, we are in the top 2%. So this is only because of possible thing is that number of publication with quality publication and the hot topic that we are focusing. So you can get very good citation as well. So just in the last year, I got opportunity to work as a member of expert advisor committee in the DST to give the funding about 2 crore for the different PIs. And last year I visited, there was a invitation from DST government in India to attend this ESTIC program at New Delhi, and our honorable minister, Prime Minister Modi ji, inaugurated this function, and I met the astronaut as well, Shubhamshu Shukla. Just he got Ashok Chakra award for the same. So you can have good publication, good reputation, then it is possible that you can interact with very high quality personalities. You can explore your ideas as well. You can discuss your ideas as well, so that you can be motivated throughout your life career. So whether it is so complicated or not, that is very, very important. So whenever we are doing certain research, so mostly you are thinking about to get the degree, that is enough, but it is not enough. So you should think not only just to get the research degree, but there should be joy of creative work. So automatically you can get the respectability, and it is their impact factor. Second thing, it is their side score. Then science, SAMAG journal, country rank, it is there. Then SNIP, it is there, and H index, it is there. Aspect that can be counted. So here, impact factor plays very important role, because each journal you can see quality of the paper and impact factor, it is also equally important. So basically, if you are thinking about the impact factor, you can think about whenever you are submitting your article, you can think as an impact factor, what is the impact factor of the journal, whether it is 2, 5, or 10. Always to start, depending upon your work, start to select the journal with a little bit higher impact factor. Although you can think that your paper can go up to 4 or 5 impact factor, but don't start with the 5. Go up to maybe 8 impact factor or 9 impact factor. And if it is going for the under review, what will happen? Although it is rejected, you will get very good comments from that journal, and you will learn much more thing from that comment. And if you are possible to solve, automatically you will get to publish inside that one. If it is not possible to solve also, you will learn many things, so that next time you can overcome this problem, so that next time you are going for the higher impact. So impact factor plays very important role, so which decides the quality of the journal. So what is the impact factor? So impact factor is what total number of times it is article were cited during the 2 previous year, divided by total number of articles available during that about 2 years. That can be given as a impact factor. So basically, impact factor, for example, just 2 years, it is 22 and 21, and number of paper published in 22 and 21. So that can give you a impact factor. So here, just to get idea, 214 number of citation it is there, and number of publication it is 96. Then it is about 2.2 impact factor. It is there. So another thing, it is the side score also, citation from all the documents in 1 year, and number of paper published in the last 3 also, it can be given as a side score. So here side score also you can count up always, for better to go with the impact factor. So another aspect it is there, you have to increase your H index as well. So H index, depending upon how many times your citation it is there, and how many papers are there that are citing. So here, number of publication for which you are the author, that can be cited, right? So for example, H index of 17, for example, that means the scientists have published at least 17 papers that have each cited at least 17 times. So citation matrix can be different. For example, if you're thinking about research scholar, like a Google Scholar, it is there, which is freely available. Citation index or H index can be more. Then Scopus, it is also there, which is lesser than the Google Scholar. Web of Science, it is also there, which is lesser than the Scopus. So you can think about at least to see Google Scholar H index, which is freely available for every case. Everybody, it is freely available, so that you can try to accommodate that one. But always it is important that you are published, it is paper, it is published in the Q1 journal, Q2 journal, Q3 journal, or Q4 journal. So always to try to have the paper publication in Q1 and Q2 journal. It is always helpful, and see that Google Scholar can take into the consideration every publication, either whether it is conference or maybe not Scopus journal, so it can be counted. But always to try to focus that much more of your publication in Q1 or Q2 that can be Scopus index. Then it is very, very useful for your NRF ranking. Then here, for example, this H index plays very important role. Although if you have published many papers, but if your number of papers have certain numbers, for example, 17 papers published is having 17 citation, then your H index is 17. So citation is gives the average graph about the how your citation of each paper it is there and how it can be counted. So that is citation versus paper. So it is gives your H index. For example, here just to get idea, I have given my thing it is there. So I have H index of suppose 57. So 57 maybe paper it is there. It may be 55 or it may be 56 or it may be 50 paper it is there. It is having 57 H index. But whenever you are reaching 57 paper with 57 citation, then your H index is 57. That is the idea. So some people you will see that they are having maybe 400 publication, but their H index is lower. But some people are having 100 publication that, but their H index is higher than maybe 500 publication, maybe faculty, right? So inside that one, you can think about the quality of the publication. So those who are publishing 100 with very high H index, right? It is having very good quality of the publication because his all the papers has cited many times as compared to the people with the 500 publication, which is cited less time. So always to have quality publication as well, so that your H index can increase drastically. So another term it is coming into the picture if you are thinking about the research scholar, which is called as an I index. So I index means, for example, I index academic institution and funding bodies use this I index to assess the research scholar for the promotion, maybe tenure, maybe for the grant, right? They are looking for that one as well. So you can have the I index factor as well along with your H index. Some people they have a higher H index but lower I index, or some people have lower H index but higher I index as well. So depending upon your work, how it can be cited depending upon the year as well. So research paper, if you are thinking about the research paper, right? So there are two aspects. One, more number of less quality papers, and second one, quality research paper, although number is little bit lesser than the quantity. So basically, it can be more given emphasis for the more quality of the work, so that you can have more citations, so that you can get more average impact factor and average citation, so that it can be directly contributing to your H index. So if H index it is higher, automatically it says that you have very good quality of the research paper, although it is there. So first aspect it is there. I'm going to focus about the research article. I hope you got a little bit background about the NRF ranking, H index, and citation, right? So we can go towards the actual emphasis on the research article. So research article it is there. Why it is there? Already I explained that one. That can be scientific community engagement may be there, addressing certain social or scientific issues. It is there. You are having certain critical thinking and analysis also there. You can contribute for the research article. You are improving your curriculum, maybe teaching or maybe your CV also. It can be your research article. You require certain document also. You can have the research article, career development, expertise, advancement in the discipline, and contribution to the knowledge can also give emphasis in the research article. So basically, whenever you want to publish something, you should tackle certain research problem. So research problem is a unique idea or a platform or a issue that has to be focus very well in a well scientific manner. So you are having certain diagnosis to solve that problem. So broad area can be scientific research or artistic research or research in the humanities or maybe geographical position may be there that you can focus on that one. So just to get idea, if I say to you that if you want to publish paper, you are certain having data, if you want to publish that. And I have given one task to you that draw the elephant. I have given the time 1 minute, right? And see that how many number of elephant you can draw and you can see the elephant it is there. Can you do within maybe 10 seconds instead of 1 minute? Please try to draw elephant within 10 seconds. How many elephants you can draw? Yes, completed. Yes. So, am I audible?
Sir, you are audible, sir. I think they are
Okay.
doing.
Okay. So here I am pretty sure 95 or more than 95 persons they have drawn the elephant, right, in the similar manner. I am pretty sure. But have you ever thought to draw the elephant like this one? This is the elephant, right? But how you visualize that elephant from which side, whether it is front side, back side, or lateral side, right? So I know that you have drawn from the lateral side because everybody is thinking in the same way. The task is that drawing the elephant within short time, but how to see that elephant, right? So your idea is that you should think creatively that other people they are not thinking in that way. That is your critical task. It is there. So same thing you have to focus in your research career. So you have to think the problem critically and to solve that problem, right? So that is the major thing, which is the outcome of this student's task. So basically, what you require the critical thinking. So critical thinking plays very important role in the research career. So it can helps to your decision making. It can helps to solve the problem, right? And it is always required your research skill. And if you are having creativity and curiosity, which again contributing to your critical thinking. So whatever problem it is there, although maybe data may be there, but that data, how you are presenting that data in the research paper, that also contributing a lot for the quality of the publication, right? That is very, very important thing is there that you can focus. So here, in order to have this critical thinking, what it is required. So always reading is very, very important thing in the research part. So before writing any research paper, before starting your research thing as a point, you should have better reading aspect. So you have to have the research article, whatever it is there, you can go through that one. You can import certain useful words or phrases it is there, right? And then you can analyze the research which is already there and you can collect the data, analyze the data so that you can identify the gap as a critical thinking, which is useful for your research problem, which can have the credibility and it can be support as an online database for the presentation. So basically, whenever you are going to start about any research point, try to collect the data, analyze that data, and you can find out the what is the research gap. First, try to make research paper as a review article before start of that point, so that up till maybe last 5 years you can collect the data and see what gap it is there, and that gap you can focus as your research point, and that you can start to work. But before that gap, whatever data you have collected, maybe 50 papers, maybe 100 papers, you can make collectively, do analysis, and that is possible to publish. Means one aspect it is there, you are publishing just as a review article from that data. This is one aspect, and automatically you are getting the research gap from that data, and you are focusing that gap. That can be novel thing you are focusing, which is not already published. So automatically it can get published very easily. So these two aspects it is there which can come out from the reading things. So basically this is a research cycle you can consider as a research area you have to identify, make the hypothesis, design your research study. Once your literature it is done, start your research, analyze the output, draft the result, and how you are drafting is also equal important, and how you are analyzing the research output also it is equally important. Just like a drawing elephant, how you look that problem and that data in order to present that one very well so that it can publish with a very good impact factor journal. That is also equally important. So these are the research cycle. It is equally important that you have to focus. Then, whenever you are thinking about the research topic that is there, first you have to see whether it is relevant or not. Relevant means what? It should not be not too broad for any research point, right? It should be very sharp, right? And that can spark the interest of the audience. Means what? For example, energy, it is very hot topic. If you are publishing on that one, automatically you can publish a very good impact factor with high citation also, you will get it. Then for that one, you have to see the literature, you have to find out the gap, and you can start to work on that one. But whenever you are starting to do that one, what the important thing is that what are the requirement, prerequisite for that, although experimental or theoretical maybe there, right? Theoretical, if you're doing, whether you can have the computer, simulator, or maybe simulation software, it is there or not. If you're working on the experimental, you can think whatever the facility is available. For example, you are working on the materials, then you require certain facility like X-ray diffractometer, Raman, or how you can access by payment basis or not. For the laboratory work, whether you have sophisticated instrumentation or maybe whatever thing it is required, whether it is available or not, or accessible or not. Or if you're doing the PhD with certain supervisor, you can see the whatever the topic of the which whether it is relevant to your supervisor expertise it is there or not, right? And whether it is if you are a faculty, then you can see whether it is expertise of your thing it is available or not. Then also you can see what is the hot topic presently going on. Different funding agency they are focusing on. You can see that one, and you can solve that problem in a critical manner. So another thing, that topic should be researchable. So sometimes it may happen that topic may not be researchable. It is very, very difficult to publish that one, right? And see that no much reports are available on the topic. It is there that you are going to focus. So that can be very unique, small increment. Don't think for that one if you're publishing with a very good impact factor. But if you're publishing with less impact factor, no doubt you can go with the small increment. So that can be focused. For example, if you want to work on the solar cell, right, and already efficiency already reported is 10%, and if you are focusing only 10.5%, it will not work to publish a very good high impact factor journal. If you are publishing with 12 or maybe 15% efficiency, then you can get very high impact factor journal publication, maybe like 10 or maybe 15 impact factor also you can achieve. So these are the major aspects are there whenever we are considering the research topic. Then already we said that this identifying the research area, it is very, very important. Inside this one, we have already said about this one. Then research area can be based on materials, can be based on the theoretical thing, can be based on one method, or can be based on number of methods, can be based on different parameter aspect may be there. What are the different parameter, or we can say maybe preparatory parameter or optimization parameter. It can be one parameter, it can be multiple parameter, or number of parameters can be correlated with each other. So it is possible. And basically, if it is possible to solve the society problem, right, and how you are analyzing that one, whether you are analyzing or making the hypothesis experimentally or theoretically supporting, right, and overall advancement it is there or not. That are the different aspects are there that you can consider in your publication. So these are very, very important aspects are there whenever you are making your research article. Then if you're writing the literature review for the research article, right, so you can collect the data, right, and you can see that you can choose either one method or one topic or maybe number of topics, and you can see whatever already review article published, right, because journal editor he is going to see what is already published and whether your review article it is different than already published data or not, because you are writing the review article. Review article means what? You are collecting the data, you are analyzing data, you are making the interpretation, and you are showcasing that one as a research article, as a review article. So inside that one, you have to ask yourself certain questions. There are called as a 6 Ws are there. So you can say why you are making that as a literature review, when it is published, whether it is last 5 years or not, who are the partners for that published, means whatever the data you are collecting from the good journals or not, right? And what is the topic for selection? Whether you are selecting certain topic which is very, very important for the present era, whether it is hot topic or not, right? That can be focused. And from the literature, you can organize something, you can analyze something, and you can say at the end how certain problems can be focused, can be targeted for the future work. And if you are giving that emphasis from the already reported data as a review article, as the outcome, then your review article can have very high weightage. Then, if you are writing the review, you can also think that which are the reviewers are there, which reviewers are there, that can go to the reviewers also, right? And you can see the topic should not be too much broad also, because it or multiple many things are there. It is very difficult to go to the different reviewers. They can have the different aspects in mind. That also creates certain problems. Then, what are the aspects for the review article, or also in abroad countries, they are saying as a note or research note it is there, or review article are there. So there are certain 10 rules are there. We can go a little bit fast for that one just to understand this one. So rule one, whatever research article you are writing, that should be your driving force. So you can design your paper and you can have proper in mind what the topic it is concerned or method it is concerned. Already point we have discussed, that should be very firm inside this one, so that accordingly you can collect the data. Right? Topic may be like a battery. Then battery, you are thinking if you're writing on the review article on battery topic, it is too much wide. Right? You can get maybe thousands of paper. So if you are collecting that one, it is very difficult to write research paper or finding out the gap. So try to focus on a narrow thing, so that which is already not there as a review article or maybe research article, that it is going to be focused, so that you can collect the data. So you can have the ultimate mind in your thing, so that you can design your problem, which can be driving force, right? And we can see that whatever the logical flow for the overall aspect it is there. So you can maintain the flow from start to end of the paper. For example, you have seen the Three Idiots movie, or certain movies are there, which is very good movies are there. If you see one time, two times, or maybe five times also, you can see that one, because whatever the flow of the movie it is there, which is very, very good. So that can be maintained in your research article as well. So it can be driving force. Then rule two is there, less is more. Means what? Instead of giving blah, 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 all these things, you can be very precise about the hypothesis or your objective that has to be tackled, so that you can come with certain outcome of this one. And you can see about the coherence and significance of your targeted thing from the article or some research paper that you are going to write. Right. So in the research article or review article also, whatever point has to be considered, that should be well targeted. Right. Then your objective should be very concise, very precise. Right. And you can enter this objective maybe in the abstract we are going to see, or last paragraph your introduction as well, that it is going to see. And this objective should be scientifically proven, supported, and it should be very simple manner it has to be presented. But always rule number four, that whenever you are writing your paper, right, write that paper, but see as the third person I, because this paper it will go to the reviewer, and what the reviewer is thinking already you should think for that, and you can tackle that problem in your paper, so that he will not ask much more questions, so that he can be very clear about that, so that you can get very less questions out of your research article whenever it is going to the review. Then whatever the goals are there, right, that goals or hypothesis should be very specific, logical, scientifically supported. That should be important inside your uh, writing the article. Then again, you should be your own judge for your research article or review article, so that you can have certain judgment whether if you're reading that one, sometime it may be there that it can be understandable to you, but you can see that whatever the audience are there, these are the general scientific people or reviewer is there. You can see in the both aspect, as the general audience as well as reviewer aspect, so that you can be judged as a reviewer as well as common audience, so that you can see your paper whether it is clearly written, clearly understandable or not, clearly hypothesis it is given, language it is clear or not, right? Another aspect it is there, you have to see the redundancy. Means something maybe there you are writing in maybe first para, or sometime it may happen that same sentence, something you are repeating again and again, so that paper surely it will be rejected. Then you should give the limitations in the acknowledgement as well. What are the limitations of this thing? How it can be overcome of that thing? What maybe the future aspect it is there. So again, you can take the feedback from your colleague or maybe mentor or maybe supervisor, right? So that he can read the paper and he will say that these are the lacuna in your paper that can be right, and then you can revise that, rewrite that one time, two times, three times. So just for my case, depending upon impact factor, for example, impact factor 2, 3 it is there, I'm checking two times. If it is goes above impact factor 5, I'm checking two, three times. Or if it goes above impact factor 10, I'm checking 4 to 5 times. So you have to see how much time you are modifying your paper depending upon your quality of the work, depending upon which journal you are going to submit that article. So these are the 10 aspects that you have to consider whenever you are writing the research article or review article. So basically, this is the flowchart I have taken from internet, no doubt. But just to get the idea, there are certain aspects are there like title, author, abstract, keyword, abbreviation, acknowledgement, references, and appendix. It is there. But along with this one, you can have the introduction part. Introduction part, topic and definition is there. What is the focus? It is there, and the end of the introduction, objective you have to mention. Then methodology, whether it is experimental or theoretical, whatever the techniques are there, you can mention clearly. So methodology, it should be very clear. Whether you are making certain experimental setup, it should support your abstract and title, whatever the objective and aim of the study, that should support the methodology to your aim and objective. Then about the result, you can make the main emphasis about the discovery, and you can draw the summary, maybe one part, two part, three part, four part, it is there. Then properly you can do, depending upon the methodology and result, you can draw your conclusion, right? And you can support with your explanation in a scientific way so that you can write the conclusion part. So these are the aspects are there you have to consider inside this one. So I have divided this one into the different aspects just to get understanding of the total manuscript, right? And these are the subparts we can elaborate a little bit so that you can see this one. One is the title, author, abstract, keyword, introduction, methodology, preliminary data, result and discussion, limitations, conclusion, acknowledgement, references, table, graphical abstract, highlights, and supplementary. So these are all aspects are there. Most of the paper, these they can cover all these aspects. So we can go one by one. So first thing, it is the title. So your title should be very attractive, scientifically proven, and it can be eye-catching. Not necessary it can be grammatically correct, but it just by reading the title, just like a Three Idiots movie, just you know that Three Idiots means what? There are three idiots who are doing something different. So similarly, your title should be such that if you just read the title, you can get the complete idea about your manuscript, right? So that should be there. It should not be not too short, not too long, well focused, right? Check the spelling, which is very important inside your title, right? And if you're adding certain chemical formula or something, then you should be very careful about subscript and superscript, right? And it can be technically sound. So that title should be there inside your manuscript. So sometime previously it was there, the study of, influence of, or effect of, or it is novel or something. As you are doing the research, it is novel, no doubt, but it is not equally important that you can write that one in your title page, right? Title of the manuscript. So try to avoid this one. Previously it was there, no doubt, but amazing something, right? You know, it is amazing from your side, but from the reviewer side, it is amazing or not, that we don't know. So it should be very scientifically proven, precise, right? So that you can give the complete idea about your manuscript. So that thing it should be there. So author and affiliation, it is equally important. You can fill the author name who is writing the paper, or maybe main author it is there as a first author, supervisor maybe first author or maybe last author, depending upon your mutual understanding. Co-authors may be there who are contributing for your research article, that can be counted inside your research article, right? The corresponding author can be given asterisk, and try to have all researcher or scholar ID or ORCID ID it is there in the author's affiliation, right? That is equally important. And you can mention who is the corresponding author, their email address, PIN number, whatever the addresses are there, different addresses are there. You can mention as a superscript ABC or 1, 2, 3 it is there. You can write very clearly. Then authorship, number of author may be there, right? So too many authors also sometimes it can be discouraging, but sometimes some experiment is there, like a nuclear cyclotron type thing. It is there. Maybe their authors maybe like a 30 or maybe think it is maybe there. So depending upon what type of the research article it is there, right? So you can be very precise about this one, about the intellectual properties things it is concerned, right? So that authorship criteria you can decide yourself and you can write it very precisely. And corresponding author just I mentioned, right? First author or group leader that can be there, right? PhD student, he can be a first author in my all most of the all the papers. My PhD scholars are first author as they are writing the paper. So email address, phone, fax, etc. You can write inside this one. Then you can write your affiliation from the institute from which you belongs to, right? And email address as well as fax address. The next important thing about the abstract, there are two type of the abstracts are there. One is called as the indicative and second one is called as the descriptive. So it should be very important what type of journal you are focusing, whether you belongs to the science community or social community it is there, right? Social science or art science it is there, arts it is there, right? Depending upon that one, your abstract may be there. So abstract can be very informative, which can give the overall idea about whole thing of your manuscript and it is very informative with some results which are pronounced results you can put forth in your abstract. Am I audible, sir?
Yes, sir, you are audible.
Yes. Okay, sir. So basically, abstract, what the point has to be considered. So here you can give the basic introduction of your field, which can be very comprehensive, about 1 to 2 sentences. Then you can give little bit background, right? About 2 to 3 sentences. Then you can state the problem, what are the problems that you are going to focus, right? 1 to 2 line it is maybe there. So depending upon journal to journal, it can vary, no doubt. So you can summarize as a one sentence what is the outcome of your main result is there that you can write inside your abstract. Then you can have certain results as a direct way or indirect way, right? Or how your main result can add it advantage to the previous technologies or previous knowledge it is there, you can mention in the abstract. Then 1 or 2 sentences in general contains whether you are giving certain demo of the device or what the thing it is there, you can write it. So inside the abstract. And most important thing is the keywords. Depending upon your journal, it can be 4 or 5 or 6 keywords it is there. You can precisely mention so that you, just by reading the keywords, you will get the complete idea about your methodology, your idea as well, and what type of the topic you are focusing inside your research article. So next thing, what are the main sections are there inside this article? First thing, it is the introduction. So here, what is the background of your research study? What is the literature? And what things are going to be focused inside your study that can be clearly mentioned your introduction part. So if literature it is too much, try to avoid to write everything in your introduction part, but try to write latest 5 year, which are very, very important. Maybe 7, 8 references are there. You can elaborate, but other data you can make as a table and put it in the supplement. So don't try to write everything. Maybe 50 papers are there, and for 50 papers, we are writing everything in the introduction part that already reported. It is not useful, right? Then you can make the table and you can make concise data and you can elaborate that one, what things are there. And most important papers, elaboration it is there, you can put in the introduction part, no doubt. So every sentence should be very clear, very precise, right? And try to avoid this diverging from main subject that you are focusing. So you should maintain your flow inside your introduction part. And the end of the problem, you can say these are the gap it is there, and these are the focusing thing that I am focusing as the objective. That can be the last para of your introduction part. Then here you can think about the background and rational thing it is there inside the introduction part. What are the hypotheses you are focusing, right? What are the results that you are going to focus inside this one? And you can see the literature that you are doing, right? Either you are writing in the descriptive part, some part, or maybe you are writing in the table format, right? That literature not only restricted to the national level, but it should be at the international level as well. So you can focus on that one as well. So here, literature review, you should get and you should find out the gap from that one. You are going to focus, and that can be your last point or para in your introduction part. Then most important thing is that you have to find out the research gap from the literature. So look for the inspirational literature published. You can take, if you're a student, you can take help of your PhD guide or advisor, right? You can use the digital tools like now Grok or maybe Chat GPT. All things are available, right? You can use the searching methodology so that you can focus certain topic inside this and also. And you can see the journals. You can go through the different published journals, right, to find out the gap. Then you can make the note of this one, and you can focus on the certain gap which is researchable, so that you can focus on the research topic. So that can be gap of your research topic. So here in the methodology, what type of the methodology, whether it is experimental, theoretical, geographical, or democratic, whether it is qualitative, quantitative, that can be well focused in your method. So method should be very precise. Then also timeline should be very properly given so that you can focus very well inside this one as a methodology part it is concerned inside this one, and it can be well elaborated, but in the precise manner. Then findings as a result, you can think that what are the graphs are there. You are making certain experimental, theoretical. You can collect the data, right? You can analyze the data. Interpretation should be there, and proper notation should be there for each graph, each notation. Spelling mistake should not be there or in all the graph, right? And it should be checked that whatever graph number, graph thing it is there, that description whether you are added in the manuscript or not. Their analysis whether you are added manuscript or not, that is equally important, because sometimes it may happen that you have added the graph there, but it has not taken care inside in the description part of the manuscript, then it is going to be rejected, right? So better to have the proper checking of your manuscript before submission. So you can have the proper analysis of the data collected. Either you can think about the review article or research article, right? What is the data it is there? You can do the interpretation, define the problem, do the interpretation depending upon your goal that is you are targeting, right? Then whether it is qualitative or quantitative data, do the analysis, right? And you can interpret the result and give the outcome. Then for the what your result is there, that can be given proper discussion in the scientific manner. It can be well supported with the already literature data. It can be formula, it can be certain hypothesis, or maybe certain model may be there. You have used that model for your purpose, or you have developed certain model which is already established model may not be good, so that you have developed certain model which is having added advantage as the research or maybe article it is concerned. Then you can very careful about the discussion, how you are doing the analysis and interpretation. So you should ask why you are done and why you are interpreting and what the outcome you are giving from the discussion part. So that is very, very important inside this one. So this focus, it is there, it is equally important inside this part. So this is for the research article, but whenever you are doing the review article, whenever you are collecting the data, right? So data should have common platform. For example, one topic, if it is mentioned, for example, solar cell, then what you are collecting the data, maybe type of the method already established for the solar cell, what type of the maybe efficiency of the solar cell, maybe cost of the solar cell, right? What is the attractiveness of the solar cell, whether it is commercially available or not, whether it is cheaper or not, right? Whether people are going to use that one, how much watt per, how much rupees per watt may be there. So like this, some points are there for your review article that should be common for your literature done as a review article. Then you can come out with certain conclusion. So most important for the review article, after collection of the data, you have to analyze the data and you should come out with certain conclusion, and that conclusion should be the future aspects for the other audience that are going through your research review article. So that can be well established. Also, you have to write clearly what are the outcome, although it is there already done, and then you can write clearly what are the challenges are there. Sometimes it may happen that I can say 100% efficiency of the solar cell, but which is not possible at all, right? So you can see maybe for solar cell like Shockley limit it is there. Similarly, you can mention this type of the limitation may be there in the experimental level or maybe at the industry level, so that or maybe certain cost issue is there. For example, although we are thinking about silicon type of the solar cell, other silicon oxide it is available in the sand form. We cannot extract silicon from the sand because we require silicon which is in the pure form. So you can mention certain limitations inside this your research problem. So that can be very well make as a challenges for the future, and other audience or researcher he will see that challenge and whether it is possible to solve that challenge from his perspective. He will focus that one and he will make certain research in that area. Means idea is that audience should be very clear about by reading your research paper what is the gap is there, what is the challenge it is there, so that your research or review article it is there which can give very good citation, right? So many researchers they will come out that this is a very good article and they will cite your review article in their research paper. So that it is only possible when you are doing the collection of the data, analysis of the data, interpretation of the data, along with the challenges for the future and whatever the future outcome may be there. You are predicting from that one. It may be possible that this, if you are doing like this one, it may be achievable this point, right? If you are clear inside this one. So discussion can be made very precisely, very clear, carefully inside this one. And that is possible when you are reading the lot of research paper very carefully. No doubt for review article, although you are not investing much money, but you are investing much time. So writing one review article, at least it required maybe 3 months to 6 months, right? Because you are collecting maybe 50 papers, 100 papers, downloading that one, reading that one, collecting the data, analyzing that one, right, in a different way so that you can present that one in a case of review article. But time you can spend and you can publish very good important review article as well because there is no investment of the money, right? You have to invest only time, what you require, that data collection and the computer and yourself to devote the time. So that can be possible to do inside the review article. And for research article, no doubt, either you can do the theoretical thing or experimental thing or maybe some certain social impact thing it is there, right? You can do certain simulations also. Also, it is possible to publish that one as well. So at the end, you have to do that one as the conclusion part. So whatever the targeted aim it is there, whether you have addressed well inside your research problem, how you are addressed, what is the significance of that one, what is the outcome of that one, right? And whether you are given certain demo or whatever the aspect that you are focused, whether you have come up with certain low cost methodology or maybe commercial type of the methodology or maybe large scale integration, whether it is adaptable to the industry or not. You can think that research article I have published, it can go to the industry as well. You can write these things also in the conclusion part. So that can give the weightage to your research article. Same. Then next important thing, whenever you are writing the research article, there are certain important aspects that are also equally important to focus on that one. So first thing that you should know your audience. Audience means what? For journal, which journal you are focusing. For example, I'm writing for the energy, then I should know that you should writing the energy related thing and your audience is from the energy sector, right? So they are reading your research paper. So basically, you should be right in that way so that it is commonly understandable for your audience. That is very, very important aspect. It is there. Next aspect it is there, grammar. So your paper has to be checked grammatically with spelling, right? Mistakes that you are doing that can be checked very carefully. Again, whenever you are thinking about the grammar, suppose if you are submitting maybe like a US type of the journal or UK type of the journal, means what? There are different English it is there. For example, I can write the color spelling as COLOUR as well as I can write COLOR. So where you are submitting your research article, right? Accordingly, you can modify the grammar as well as language, right? So here you can use different tools as well for writing these things, right? So you can improve your writing only when if you are reading the research article and you can collect certain phrases from that one. You can check that one and for your article you can reshuffle and you can write it in a precise way. Sometime it is papers are there first draft, maybe sometime it is very, very terrible. So editor just see the abstract, just see the title and how your presentation it is there. If presentation it is not good, although your data is good, it can be directly rejected. So you have to check your paper because you have done much more efforts. You have much spent certain money, certain time, so that that should not be wasted, right? So you should tackle that your efforts should not go waste so that it can be publishable with very good impact factor journal, right? So you can check your grammar very precisely. You can check yourself. Your supervisor can check also, right? That is also equally possible. Then here there are certain, just I mentioned about the spelling variation may be there, whether it is British English or American English it is there. So depending upon your type of the journal, right? Spelling variation may be there, vocabulary may be different, preposition may be different, auxiliary verbs may be different, quotation marks may be different, right? So you can focus on certain thing depending upon your type of the journal. So sometimes it may happen that in one journal you are submitted, maybe like a British English, it came back as a reject, right? And what you are doing, you are taking that your article and submitting to the another journal, maybe from the American base. So at that time, you should think that your grammar should be changed according to the type of the journal, right? That care has to be taken whenever you are submitting the research article. Then avoid certain abuse forms. Whenever you are writing, you should be very clearly and precisely you have to write it, right? So sometimes, for example, you are writing like use or to or utilization, in order to or employed or, right? This type of the thing scientifically well proven, right? That wording you have to utilize. And sometimes you have to do not use too much long. Sometimes you are saying something, but you are writing two lines for saying small one meaningful aspect, right? So try to have very precisely what you are writing for yourself. So outline of your ideas has to be very clear, right? So figure out what you want to say, planning the order of the logic, and then create the draft of your thing scientific in a manner and then correct it by using base of the language. So that is the proper way to write the journal in a uh, more understandable form. Then structure of the paragraph also, how you are making the structure of the paragraph, whether paragraph where to end and where to start. That also plays very important role. So because you are focusing on just literature on one aspect, you can have one paragraph. If you are focusing on different aspect, start with the different paragraph. So depending upon your research article, you can have the structure of the paragraph as well, and what type of the sentence are that you are focusing, whether it is present tense or past tense it is there, right? And at what stage you are writing in abstract or introduction or maybe methodology or maybe result and discussion part. So sometime you may write maybe like might be or maybe or something may be there, right? So try to avoid certain things depending upon your type of the research that it is concerned. Then another aspect it is there, type of the figure captions or figure may be there you have to focusing. Sometimes you miss the figure caption. Sometimes figure captions are not clear. Figure numbers are misleading, right? Whatever you are writing in the text, the same figure number should be there in the figure caption. Sometimes journals they are asking figure captions separately, figure separately. Sometimes there may be mismatch. Sometimes figure along with the figure caption they may ask, right? Depending upon the type of the research article or journal, right? Format may be different. So you have to see clear format of that journal. So also you have to use the references depending upon the type of the journal. References are different style it is there that you can mention. Then just to mention this one, whatever the type of the references are there, because you are citing the research article or you are citing from the main encyclopedia or whether you are citing from the book, right? Writing style it is different, and depending upon the type of the journal also, reference style it is different. So here just to mention about the book it is there, or maybe book chapter, or maybe the research article, or maybe you are taken from the website. You can see the already published research article for that journal. Then you can get little bit idea how they are writing, they are referencing, and which format they are following. So accordingly, you can modify your reference style, and then you are going to submit for that. So sometimes it can be like a Chicago style also. It can have the different style also. That different styles are available for the different journal. So better to follow journal format, right? Because you are going to submit for that particular journal, you have to follow that format as well, right? This is very, very important. If you are not following the format, directly editor or during technical check also, your research paper can come back. Again, just important thing, there are two things. One is called as the old crow, and second one is now you are in the modern era, so you are in the modern crow. So previously you can see that stone, he is adding inside this pot of the water so that water can come up. But now you are very smart. Mobile phone it is there, Chat GPT it is there, Grok it is there. All things are there. Advantage is there, but still disadvantage is also there. But you should be, I suggest you should be a modern cow so that you can use certain tools to have your paper. Right. So bibliography, you can use a different type of the bibliography basis like Mendeley it is there, EndNote it is there. So these are the different type of the bibliography it is there. Right. So you can use this type because suppose if you are writing the review article and you are collecting the data, maybe 100 research article or maybe 200 research article, and in between in your manuscript, if you change one, then it is very, very difficult to change all numbers manually. So I suggest you to use certain tools like EndNote or Mendeley so that it will automatically change all your things if you're changing one research article in between, right? So that it can be automatically adjusted. So this tool as a modern crow you can utilize whenever you are writing the research article or review article. And this is very, very helpful for review article because in the review article, you can have 50 papers, 100 papers, 200 papers, then it is very, very difficult to do manually. Then there are certain platform I mentioned like EndNote or Mendeley, it is there, right? Our papers are Recube, it is there. Some platforms are there. It can be free. Some platforms are free, right? That you can access that one. But depending upon your institute, you can purchase that one as well, or you can make the group of the people, maybe 10 researcher or faculties, and you can contribute and you can pay for that one and you can use that one. So another important aspect is their graph. So inside your review article or research article, collection of the data is one thing, and how you are interpreting that one and how you are plotting that one, it is another thing. Right. So graph is very, very important inside this one. You are doing the experimental, graph is also equally important. If you are doing theoretical also, graph is also important. If you are writing review article also, you are collecting the data, you are analyzing the data, you are interpreting the data, then graph is also equally important. For example, if you are writing the review article, you can say on this topic, number of paper published. That can be your start point. So you can see year-wise number of publication, you can draw that graph, you can give the emphasis that this is very hot topic, so that number of papers are going to increase drastically as it is very hot topic, right? So that can be presented graphically. But whenever you're drawing the graph, it can be 2D, it can be 3D graph, it is there, right? It can be Gaussian curve type of the thing, maybe there, right? So it can be, idea is that your research paper or review article should be attractive and it can be simple and it can be clearly understandable. Or sometimes it may be there, curve fitting may be there, you are using certain origin or other CAD CAM or other software, it is there, right? So fitting may be there, you can do properly and you can make your present article attractive, right? But be careful while giving the figure caption, be careful while giving the notation, y-axis or x-axis, it should be with proper standard, scientifically proven, like whether you are writing kilo for K is capital or small, whether you are writing degree Celsius or Kelvin. So whatever the units you are using in the graph, in the manuscript should be uniformly written. You should follow one unit only because sometimes it may happen that in the abstract you are writing in degree Celsius, in the graph it may happen that you are writing in Kelvin. That should be avoided. So throughout your paper, units should be uniform. And you can check the figure captions number given, right? That should be clearly mentioned in your text, just I already mentioned, right? So that should not be having ambiguity. So this is graphical presentation. It can be required. Pie chart may be there, you can use, right? 3D chart can be used for the graphical representation. Then another aspect it is there, table. Table, whatever data it is there,
Hello,
right?
sir.
You can present that one. Yes.
Sir, previously using the graph. Sir, is there any kind of external software, anything else to increase the quality of the graph and image? I have so many program
Yes.
I'm facing so many problems.
Mostly, for example,
Actually,
For the
sir, I have
graph,
some
we
problem. Okay, sir.
for the graph, mostly people are using like Excel. But if you're going for the origin, you can plot the 3D graph as well, and you can analyze, you can simulate as well.
Actually,
And for 3D
sir,
figures, for example, if you want to add certain 3D figures or something or figures as well, you can use Microsoft as well. Microsoft PowerPoint also, you can elaborate with the 3D figures as well.
okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Okay.
So actually, what happens,
So
sir, we are
another thing,
working on Visio, sir. Sir, we
working on,
are doing some Visio, sir. Visio
huh,
software when doing some graph or any tabulation. At that time, we are facing problem that labeling, sir. When I putting some number on the graph, when I save on the number, that will be some distraction. The
okay,
image will be not clear.
what you can do, first you can make the graph, which can be very bigger size. Then you can take that graph, copy and paste in the PowerPoint, right? And then you can give the figure captions, and then you can make the image, and then you can put that image in the your paper manuscript. So it can be very clear, because sometimes importing from the software to Word file, it will increase the size, and sometimes quality of the figure may decrease. So try
Yes,
to
yes.
take that image in the PowerPoint, make larger, and then make image file by putting properly maybe figure captions, maybe x-axis, y-axis, which is clearly visible. And then you can make image and then make image so that smaller image can be placed inside the Word file, which can be very clear.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
Okay, so for the tables, if you are mentioning nowadays, you can see all some data it is there. You can put the in the table format, right? You can add the figures, some figures as well. Also, it is possible that uh, some background sound is coming. So So, so basically, if you're thinking about the table nowadays, is asking for how much error it is there. So error analysis can be done in graphical way as well. Inside the graph also, you can add the error analysis. So error bar can be put inside the your graph as well. Also, it is equally possible that you can add the error value, maybe plus minus 0.1%, 0.2%, whatever error value in your experimental thing or maybe theoretical thing, data calculation error, that type of the error may be there, right? It can, that error you can place inside your table, because error analysis, because you are doing experiment one time, two time, or maybe five times, right? So data may not be the same. So data variation may be there, maybe plus one, plus minus 0.1% may be there, that you can put inside the table format. That is helpful for your manuscript. Means reviewer will think that you are taking care and you are doing the steps multiple times and you are taking care of the error analysis as well. Then another thing it is there, certain supporting information it is there, some supporting information called as a supplementary, some graphs you can give as a supporting information, some literature review data it is there, you can add in the supplementary, some subordinary, sub secondary images are there that you can put in the supplementary information, table, techniques, some instrumentation that you have used, maybe like for characterization also, you can add up inside the your supporting information. The data which is not so important, but which is equally support your publication, that can be added inside the supporting information. Then you should not forget about figure captions, table captions. And nowadays, for most of the journal, they are asking for the highlights. So highlights can be better point wise, about maybe 4 to 5 points, and it can give the complete idea about your manuscript. And you can also add your whatever the best achievement it is there from your manuscript inside your highlight point. And some journals they are asking for the graphical abstract. So from the graphical abstract, you can use some certain result or maybe analysis, right? And some word, maybe text may be there that you can add inside your graphical abstract so that you can get complete centralized idea about your manuscript. So you can see just graphical abstract and you can get the complete idea also from the manuscript. Also, it is possible. Then another important thing is that after completing all these things, whenever you are going for the submission, covering is very, very important. So covering also it may include your highlight point inside the covering, right? So it can support your data, maybe graph or maybe subordinate thing it is there, right? What type of the thing you are adding, right? So that covering can be added very well, so that just by reading the covering also, viewer can get idea about your whole manuscript. So how to write the best journal submission cover letter? So here, important thing I have given. So it can be useful in selling your manuscript because you are like a MR, like medical representative. You are going to the doctor and you are selling something. Similar thing, you are having your manuscript in your hand and you are publishing. Means you are selling something, right? Like that matter you have to see. So covering should be there such that it can highlight, it can give complete emphasis of your manuscript. So it can display your summary of your complete manuscript. It contains most of the information as a highlight that can be added in your manuscript so that you can find out the key findings of your manuscript inside the covering. So covering also can be added as the whole thing, whether you are done or partial thing you are done and other co-authors are there, how they have done, right? And also you can write in the covering, right, how much plagiarism that you have counted, that we are coming afterwards. So you can write the editor name, statement of the publication, brief your overview about your methodology, who is the corresponding author, physical principal significance of for this one, background of the study, submission date, what type of the article you are submitting, whether it is research article, review article, or note it is there, and you can also write the name of the journal along with the editor's name. Then along with the manuscript title, but don't forget to add how much plagiarism that you got from your manuscript. So depending upon that one, plagiarism may be different, whether it is book chapter or book or maybe review article or maybe research article. So plagiarism plays very important role, right? Because here plagiarism does not mean that just you are taking certain data from the research article. Sometimes it may happen that during the grammatical thing or during writing the journal, if you are using AI or Grok or Chat GPT, sometimes that thing also it can be counted in the plagiarism. So you should be very careful while using these things inside your manuscript. Right. So plagiarism plays very important this thing, just as in this case, just to get this idea. So this is just plagiarism you can get from the just I have taken from the Turnitin software, right? 2%, 6% plagiarism or 10% it is there. So plagiarism can be different. So yeah, plagiarism has different platforms like a global plagiarism, verbatim plagiarism, phrasing plagiarism, right? Or maybe sometime it is there you have already published certain work, your work, although you are using that in your paper, that can be counted as a self plagiarism. So basically, you have to cite the things whatever you are citing from the previously reported data. So that should not be counted in the plagiarism. So plagiarism, depending upon whether it is academic writing or essay writing or thesis writing, right? You have to follow the journal format or whatever the format it is given, whether it is 5%. Plagiarism lesser is always preferable. Try to reduce your plagiarism as much as possible, right? Because anyhow, first your paper, if you are submitting that one during the technical check, it will they are checking the plagiarism part. If plagiarism part it is more than 25%, directly it will return within 2 days, right? So you should be very careful about your research article and the plagiarism check as well, right? So plagiarism in a nowadays Turnitin also they are giving the AI plagiarism as well. So AI also counted how much plagiarism your reframe your research article or something you have used from the AI tools as well. That can be counted as a plagiarism aspect. So in order to avoid this plagiarism, idea is that don't copy. So here you can use your own wording, right? And just you can go through the literature, you can read the research article, use the phrases, but in your own manner. So you can avoid the plagiarism directly. So writing, your thing in a own wording can directly avoid the plagiarism, right? You can reframe the hypothesis or maybe phrases may be there, right? You can reframe that one, no doubt. But writing in your own writing skill, it is always beneficial to avoid the plagiarism. Then next important aspect it is there, how to find the right journal for your paper, right? So first you can see about the impact factor, what is the your quality of the work it is there, and at what impact factor it is there. And also if you're visiting the journal, you will see the speed of the journal, means how much time taken for initial checking, how much time it is taken for the review and for publication. So you can see the timeline for each journal, it is available on the website, right? So that you can go for the submission. So this is the right way. Some scientific SciFinder or other sites are also there. If you are submitting the scientific type of the article, where more uh, overlap it is there, accordingly you can select the journal. But if you are having expertise, then no issue. You can select your journal directly, right? Depending upon your topic of your research. So Sci core matrix is there, SNP it is there, GIP it is there, HNDC it is there. Different things are there. You can find out the right journal for that one. Right. So topic already published inside that journal, so you can get idea that this topic it is already published, so that you can go with your topic inside that journal, and you should see the audience for that journal, type of the journal it is there, whether it is reputed journal or not, right? That also you are going to see whether reputed means what, whether it is Q1, Q2, whether it is just Scopus cited or it is not cited also, right? That you are going to see whether while submitting your research paper. Right. So if you are ready for the submission, then prepare your paper submission. External editing servicing also it is also possible. Right. Sometimes it may happen that you are writing and quickly submitting something without checking it 2 times or maybe 1 time, 2 times. Try to check, format that one as per the general criteria, then submit so that your time and money it will not waste after the submission. Right. So again, you have to just give the complete idea. You should have the proper cover letter as well. Right. So first abstract, cover letter, title, abstract is very important, and presentation of your manuscript is very, very important, because reviewer is not going to see detail for the methodology and this thing, but overall the paper is going to see by reading just your cover letter, title and abstract, so that he can get clear idea about your paper, and he at the end he may read about the conclusion part, so that he can send for the review or not send for the review. So most of the time it may return that although your quality may be good, but this is not appropriate journal or maybe not suitable for the audience also, you can get the comment. So that's why you should be very careful about this aspect, like a cover letter, title and abstract and conclusion, and your formatting, so that at least it can go for the under review whenever you are tackling with the higher impact factor journals. Again, what you need certain background like PubMed, Elicit, Google Scholar also you required for this one, right? You can utilize these tools, no doubt. Without that one, nowadays it is very, very difficult to publish as well. Then Research Robot, it is there, Connected Papers, Maps it is also there as a modern Crow. So you can use certain softwares like Grammarly, right? Freely it is also available. But if you are paying something, then full version it is also available. Paperpal it is there, Quillbot it is there, right? You can use something to reframe your things grammatically correctly, right? So that can be utilized. Then for the reference style also, just I already mentioned, you can use Zotero or maybe Mendeley or EndNote also. You can utilize for this one, right? Whenever you are making the research article or review article, this can be very, very useful. Then, if if your article is reviewed, revision it is there, right? Then revision it will come to you. You can answer your comment, answer to the comments, and you can write precisely for that one. Then, while seeing the comments, there are different comments are there. There are two type of the comment. One is the reviewer comment, and second one is the editor comment. So reviewer comment may be reviewer 1 or maybe reviewer up to 4 or 5 also it is there, depending upon the quality of the journal. And you can write very clearly that this is the editor comment and you address that one. These are the reviewer comment 1 and how you address reviewer comment 1, answer to the reviewer comment, and don't forget to add the page number where you have implemented that and answered inside your manuscript, right? And that can be highlighted maybe with a different color also they may ask, so that you can write page number 4, right? Line number 22 to 25 it is taken, and the same thing you can write also in the answer to the comment page, right? It is always beneficial, because reviewer, he is going to see about your answer to the comment and then he is going to see about your manuscript. So first thing it can be there in your manuscript, right? So better to have all things in your answer to the comment, then you can write in your manuscript as well, right? Sometimes people they don't write anything in the answer to the reviewer comment, just they will write the page number. But if you're writing inside the manuscript, sometimes the sentences may be changed depending upon your flow of the manuscript. So sometimes some questions answer may be lacking. So that's why it is better to write in the answer to the comments part, and then according to the flow, you can write the same thing in a different, little bit different manner. Also, it doesn't matter, but in the manuscript part, because manuscript flow has to be maintained. Then why paper sometimes it is get rejected, right, and how it can be get accepted, right? All the process time it is there for the paper submission. Just I have given as a some funny type of the thing it is there. You can see this one, right? So manuscript it is submitted, manuscript it can be rejected, or manuscript it can submit it, it can go for the second rejection. Manuscript may be revised. Once revision it is there, second revision may be there, third revision may be there, and manuscript it is accepted. So sometimes it may happen that there are too many reviewers, they have different aspect, right? Sometimes it may looks like this one, although it is funny, just to have the funny thing inside in between, so that after revision also it may look like this one. Initially you are having certain in mind, may be given as out of the scope. Sometimes they may ask about too much overlap with the other papers. Then sometimes it may ask for the very poor quality of the English. Sometimes they may ask for lack of adherence to the standard scientific report guidelines or journal format as well. So you should take care about all these things, right? So whenever you are getting the rejection of the manuscript, right? Then sometimes logic may not be there, scientifically support may not be there. Also, it can be rejected depending upon that journal. If you're not following the proper format also, it can be rejected as well. So in appropriate writing style or literature, sometimes it may happen that although you are writing the referencing, but references are not up to the mark, means what, maybe not, maybe last 5 years something. If you are adding many old referencing also, it may be rejected. So at the end, I wish to say that every researcher should have your Scopus ID, or you can say your OCD ID. You can mention your research ID or Scopus ID in your manuscript whenever you are having the authorship, right? So this is better to have, because all the credential it can be seen through this one. Reviewer also going to see that one. Editor also sometime it is going to see that one, whether already you have that credential or not. So you can better to have OCD as well as the researcher ID as well as the Scopus ID. Then success you will get whenever there is a failure. You can have the criticism in your discipline. There may be rejection, no doubt, but you have to come with certain risk and consistency so that you can sacrifice and you can do better way to get better success. Instead of success, I will say that you can get better excellence in your research path as well, so that it is much more helpful. So you can make certain target, at least 4 research paper in 1 year, or one review article, maybe one book chapter, and one patent, along with one international national conference. So this is, if you are keeping this thing in your research path as a yearly basis, automatically you will get very good curricula in your career path. So as a Three Idiots movie, I am giving every time example as chase excellence, success will follow you, so that you can do independent thing along with your creative idea. But without hard work, it is not possible. So try to do simple thing in a simple way. Learn more, used to apply, and you can do much more complicated thing by simple way, so that at the end it can be applicable for the society. And whenever you are doing something research applicable for the society, means what, it can be hot topic, automatically it can be published in very good impact factor quality journal as well. So thank you very much. If you have any questions, please ask.
Yes, any questions from the audience side? So I think, sir, there is no any questions. So I'm concluding the session, sir. So thank you very much, Dr. Baba Saheb R. Sankalpal sir, for delivering such an enlightening and engaging lecture. Your valuable insights, practical experiences, and thoughtful discussions have greatly enriched our understanding of the topic. I am confident that all the participants have benefited immensely from your expert guidance. We sincerely appreciate the time and effort you have devoted to this session despite of your busy schedules. I, Dr. Arvind Kumar Prajapati, organizing committee member, and all the participants, I express our heartfelt gratitude to you, sir. Once again, thank you very much, sir. We wish you good health, happiness, and continued success in your all future endeavors. Thank you, everyone. So now we are
Thank you very
closing,
much
sir.
for inviting me. So can I leave now?
Yes, sir. You can leave, sir.
Okay, thank you very much. If others participants have any questions or something also, they can contact me with this number and email address as well.